Good evening and welcome to Eyewitness News. I'm Brennan Miller alongside Nate Palmer, a graduate student wide receiver with the Utica University Pioneers. Nate, of course, had one of the best statistical seasons in Utica University Pioneers football history at the wide receiver position. And Nate and I know each other a little bit, graduated from VVS together in 2018, so figured who else for a better interview here, a little post-Super Bowl action, than one of the best players in Utica University history. How you doing, Nate?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad. I'm excited to be here. We were talking football, or we watched a great game on Sunday, and now getting to talk a little football here afterwards. So walk me through kind of this season specifically, because it was one of the best seasons in Utica football history, not just even at the wide receiver position, but at any position.
Yeah, we had a great transfer QB from UAlbany, Braden Zenilovic. And I couldn't have asked for a better guy, a better teammate, especially a better QB to have a better connection with. And then me, him, our O-line was outstanding. They did great. They really stepped it up this season compared to the last season. We were a very young team last season, so this season we knew we had to do what we had to do, and we knew that we were experienced from the previous season. And then I have to shout out my offensive coordinator, Joseph Giubino. He's one of a kind. He is the best in the business, and he really deserved the Assistant AFCA Coach of the Year.
And so talk a little bit more about the coaching staff. Obviously, you were there for 5 years playing football, and a lot of the coaches that you've had have been kind of consistent through the program. So tell me a little bit more about Coach Giubino, and then obviously Coach Fagiano as well.
Coach Fagiano, the classic Italian guy. He'll try and smooch you up, but he's really a great guy. Love him. I'll do anything for him. He's trying to get me to come back and coach, and so is offensive coordinator, obviously. But we'll see what plans out and what happens for me after. But offensive coordinator and the head coach, they have a great relationship, and especially our new defensive coordinator too as well. The offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator, for you guys to have a good team, they have to be best friends, and really that's what happened this year. It wasn't the past, but this year, new defensive coordinators, so they knew they had to be close in order to get the connection that we really needed. And Coach Fagiano just held it down from the top. He was able to talk to the kids more and relate to them more.
And you talk about that connection between obviously offensive and defensive coordinators and the coach to the players. I feel like that had a lot to do with your run to the Division III playoffs this year. The first time in program history that you guys have reached the playoffs. So what was it like for you, being a member of the team for so long, to finally kind of break that ceiling and get into the playoffs for the first time in program history?
Oh, it was the best feeling in the world. Everybody knew what we could do at the start of the season, and even going back to the spring, we knew what we could do and what we had to do. We did what we had to do, and we got there, thankfully, by the large bid. But we didn't accomplish all the goals that we wanted to in the regular season, but eventually we got to where we wanted to be, and we took advantage of it when we did.
Yeah, you mentioned taking advantage of it. You get the win over Susquehanna there in the first round, a team that not many people were kind of giving you a chance going into that game. People, we're not going to name names, but some websites going into it and saying that maybe you guys didn't deserve to be there, but then you go out and you prove that you do. So how'd that feel, actually getting that win and advancing into the second round?
It was amazing, especially proving all the people wrong that didn't think we really did deserve to be there. Everybody expected John Hopkins to be there. They're a great team. I know one of the coaches there. He was my freshman and sophomore year. He was there. He was the wide receivers coach, and he's now there at John Hopkins. Great guy, great team, great program. I'm just glad we were able to get the chance and opportunity that we did.
So just hopping back to you a little bit, obviously, AP All-American, and the list just goes on and on and on about the accolades that you achieved this year. I think the biggest one, at least, in my general opinion, you were up for the Gagliardi Trophy, which is essentially the Division III Heisman, best player in the country. And while you didn't win that, you did finish first or second in the player voting, or in the fan voting. So obviously there's a ton of support behind you, whether that's just from people in the area or people who are looking at the stats and saying this kid should be the winner of the trophy. And just, even though you didn't win it, how did it feel just to be nominated for an award like that, the best player in Division III football?
It was amazing, and I wish we were able to make a longer run. Possibly that could have helped my case, but in the end, I was very happy with with everything that happened in the season, and I walk around VVS now that I'm back there, and everyone goes, "Hey, I voted for you," and I'm, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You guys are the reason why I was able to do what I did.
And talking about VVS a little bit, obviously, you went to high school in the area, you went to college in the area. What was it like kind of being, I don't want to say like a local celebrity, but people in both those districts know who you are, and you've stuck around in the Utica area, the Mohawk Valley, for the last 10 years playing football. What's it like kind of being a representative of the area at the Division III level?
I was happy to maybe put some colleges on watch of what Section 3 has to offer, especially, I mean, small schools like VVS, even though we're Class B, maybe we don't get as many looks and appreciative by other coaches. So to have that, and for other coaches to even say, "Wow, you got a great kid, like I wish I had him," all that stuff, that really, it should boost everybody else's confidence that's in VVS and a small school, because anything can happen.
Another VVS product, obviously your brother, who's also on the Utica team. What was it like playing a year with him?
It was amazing. It was our first time ever playing together, so I absolutely loved it. I hope I was able to teach him and maybe give him some more pointers than he could have gotten. But I mean, hey, I never know. I could possibly be back, so we'll see. But I've never been more happy to play with somebody than my younger brother that I never got to play with, especially in college, and even get on the field at the same time as him. He got a couple catches against Brockport. He did amazing when I was getting double teamed, possibly double teamed with a safety over top. He opened the middle of the field up, and he was able to come through. Yeah,
so, talking a little bit about going forward, you mentioned you might come back, whatever. I know you mentioned earlier coaches kept trying to get you back as an assistant. So what is next? Like, what are you trying to do here in the near future, and then a little bit further beyond? Obviously, a lot of accolades in the football field, but it's tough for a Division III guy to kind of get looks at the next level. So is that what we're looking for, or are we kind of looking to go into the old job, whatever the field is for you?
Right now, I am going through the state trooper process. So that the next academy is June, July, or if I decide to defer, because I have been talking and possibly weighing my options about professional football. I know Coach Fagiano is helping me out with trying to get into a pro day with other colleges, so hopefully I can get that and possibly become like the next Cole Beasley or Danny Amendola, something like that.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming by and talking a little football. I'd have to say, I think my favorite memory of your entire football career is when you got a 15-yard penalty for jumping over a player on a kick return against Camden. That was probably the best memory that I've got. What's your best football memory?
Oh geez, it has to be winning the first round of playoffs. I mean, nothing beats it, nothing tops it. Doing what we did as a program this year was really one of a kind and unbelievable, so I have to say that.